Hello, everyone. We'll be starting in about 5 minutes, which is good news because that gives you just enough time to get up, get a snack, get something to drink, get nice and cozy. We'll be starting in 5 minutes. I'll see you all soon. There you are, little light. Welcome home. Welcome home, everyone. It's good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, it's so good to see you all. It's been a couple of days, right? A couple of days. Hello. Welcome home. Welcome home, Asami. Welcome home, Rue. Welcome home, Spirit. Welcome home, Comet. Welcome home, Farrakha. It's so good to see you. Welcome. Welcome home. Hi, everyone. Hi, Elklord. Welcome home. Mimbish. Welcome home, my dear. It's so good to see you. How is everyone doing? I know I was gone for a day or two. As I had mentioned before, the owl family makes it quite difficult to plan anything. Because they are chaotic and they plan for nothing and they expect me to be present at all times. So I am glad to be back for day 5 or 6. I don't know. One of the days of the Danadon. Well, thank you all for the lurk. Thank you, Memebish. Thank you, Asumi, for the lurks. I hope you have a great nap. You need a new joke? Okay, comment. Maybe you could come in every stream and you could ask me for directions like everyone does when I go to every grocery store ever. I had a man stop me in the grocery store literally yesterday. He stopped me. He goes, "Excuse me, ma'am. Do you know where the whipped cream is?" And I was like... And he was like, "I asked the worker, but they sent me to the wrong aisle." And he's like, "You look like you know where things are." And I'm like, "I am a white woman, yes. Go look where the ice cream is." It's always me. Why do I look like an employee of everywhere? Your first art stream? Well, welcome. This is a really special one. It's one that some of my regulars have been waiting for a very, very long time. I'm hiding her. But this behind me is my very first VTuber design from a long time ago. And we're redrawing her today. Yeah, the whipped cream is with the ice cream, guys. You've never seen this cat in your life? If you're on Twitch, look at my emotes. You might find her. You might find... I haven't used her in 5 years, but I never updated my emotes because I'm lazy. Do I know where the lactose-free eggnog is? I'm willing to bet it's with the dairy. There she is. There she is. Our Charlotte. That's her name, by the way. All of my VTuber models have unique names. So I am Fable. Me the person with the voice. The voice actress, you might even say. I am Fable. This design that I'm puppeting currently is Siri, the snowy owl. This was my old design. We don't talk about her much, but this is Charlotte. And then the new design, which... This is Saoirse. Have you seen this cat? Oh, and we also have Socks. Socks used to be on the channel, but people started making uncomfortable remarks about Socks. So she now works in the workshop. She does all the repair stuff. She's still in the lore. She just... Yeah, I didn't like that people were being weird about her, so we stopped bringing her out. But the little calico cat emote is Socks. Hi, lady. I always want to say Lady Kenneth, but that is incorrect. Hi, Kenneth. Hello, my dear. Welcome home. Yeah, well, you've done collab streams with Socks before. I remember. I remember. Socks was British. She was British. But Socks is a fairy. One day I'll go into the lore of my characters. But the important thing to note is that I am Fable. I am the story, and my characters all have unique names. Just Kenneth is fine. Okay, that works for me. I'll try to call you that from now on instead of botching your name. You've never streamed in your life? I'm willing to doubt that comment. How are you doing? Are you excited for the new 14? Situation that's happening? I forget what it's called. The tier! The rating tier. The tier where we do battle. Fable, that's me. I'm Fable. Can't wait for more lore in the future. Yeah, I wrote down all the things that I need to do for the Donathon, which we'll do I'll bring up the menu here in a moment, but I just want to chat with you guys for a second. What? I didn't understand. Okay. Me, the voice. Me, the person who talks to you. My name is Fable. Regardless of whatever character you see on screen, you can always call me Fable. I am always Fable. It doesn't matter if you see a different character on the screen. This character that is moving, this is Ciri. Ciri. She's a snowy owl. Oh, you meant the raid? Oh, okay. Can't wait for the 5-star banner previews. Yes! I'm really excited. I was just thinking about that earlier, that we're gonna get more Nikki stuff soon. Yeah, in Final Fantasy XIV, every so often, there are Savage raids that release. I don't know how to explain Savage raiding, but I raid with a static, and we are preparing for after New Year's to do a Savage raid. I'm not streaming it. I think it's incredibly boring to watch. I will not be streaming it. But it is something that I do. Casual gamer, no hardcore week 1. Oh. Yeah, it's Final Fantasy XIV. Do I need gear? I have gear. I actually have already pentamelded and everything, but I appreciate it. You can make me caster gear if you want. I'm playing White Mage this tier. Does anybody have any big news? Any big things going on before I dive into the meat of stream? Anybody want to share any great accomplishments or any New Year's resolutions, things we're looking forward to? I know we're looking forward to the Infinity Nikki 5 stars. We're looking forward to the Love in Deep Space update that's coming on the 31st. That's really big. I was thinking about, I'm probably going to get all of the cards. I was thinking about doing a live stream where we just like do all the cards, but I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm going to LA in April, but you don't have a FanFest ticket. Well, you'll just show up. Just show up and everything will work out. Just gonna hang with the homies? Yeah, you know, honestly, I think that's the best plan, because all of the stuff that you could do in FanFest, you could pretty much like watch it anyways, and then like if your friends have FanFest tickets, then if you want to buy any merch or anything, you could just give them money and then hang out outside of the venue. So I think that's really smart. It's too quiet at home though. It's scary. You survived to 2026. I feel you. I feel you. Well, hey, you know, you got this far. They're gonna smuggle you in. Yeah, you could also do that. Just show up. Everything will work out. I've been playing games and reading fanfics. You gotta... What yaoi were you reading? I want to know about the yaoi you were reading. Farrakha, how's your PNG tuber coming along? I remember you talked about that last time, I believe. I have an owl, a bird brain even. So I want to make sure that I have that right. All right. Anyone else have anything you want to share? I'm going to bring up the Donathon menu in a second. Next goal is to survive until your birthday. When's your birthday? Yeah, tell me about the Yowie. The wedding next year got bumped up to April instead of May. Hey, you know what that means. You're free in May. You're free in May. And on a weekend again. Thankfully, I shouldn't need to take a few more. Okay, good. Oh my god, congratulations on the marriage. Thank you. Me and Caleb are happily married. We're getting a house. That's an update that's coming in Love and Deep Space. Me and Caleb, we're married, now we're getting a house together. I finished her and posted the video of the process and reveal of it. That's so exciting. I'm so happy I finished it before the end of the year. Yeah, that's a huge accomplishment. Just doomed Yowie. No, you know, sadness, hurt, no oh, I see normal doomed Yowie stuff. I got you. I understand. Birthday is 22nd of February. Let's go. Space house? It's just a normal house. It's actually a very plain looking house in Love and Deep Space. It's very on brand for Love and Deep Space. If you look at the furniture and stuff, it's like, yeah, the whimsical stuff is for Infinity Nikki. The like modern, clean aesthetic stuff is Love and Deep Space. The girlies are wild and look, it's such a good game. I live out all my fantasies in Love and Deep Space. There was a lads pop-up at my usual boba store. You need to take photos with the girlies. Let's go. There's a bunch of lads pop-ups in my city. I just never go to them because I'm a little hermit woman. But it is nice to know that my city is very full of Love and Deep Space fans. It makes me feel like I'm a little more at home. No pride like fandom pride. Okay. If anybody else has anything you want to share, I'd love to hear about it. But I'm going to talk about the Donathon for a moment because I miscalculated how much has been donated. When I last told you all how much had been donated, I did not account for $50. So, as it stands, we are at 450. Last time I told you we were only at 400. We are at 450, which means we are $50 away from forcing me to play a Souls-like of your choice. If we hit that goal, I will have to play whatever it is that you guys deem me play. I see baggy red sleeves, black gloves, fish knitting, and black hair. That got passed down and we're like accurately savaged. It's been a very, we'll talk about Charlotte in a second. Don't worry. We'll talk about Charlotte. But I'm gonna get through this first. So we've got $50 until I am forced to play a Souls-like. After that, at 600, I will have to do a 6-card tarot reading stream, which is basically a very in-depth tarot stream. At 676, I have to do a Sonic Adventure marathon. Hi, Bride. Hello, welcome home. And we are $25 away from our next wheel spin. If you want any more information or you have any questions, feel free to ask me, or exclamation winter in my Twitch chat. It will give you all the info for the Donathon. I guess Elden Ring would be the easiest and the hardest. A lot of suggestions have come up. People have said Elden Ring, people have said Sekiro. That's all depending on if we even hit that goal. When we hit that goal, I will do a poll and you all will decide which Souls-like it is. But that is for when that happens, if that happens. Hi, Brad. How you doing? It's good to see you. Good to see you. It's always fun to see stuff artists like to add into characters. The thing about Charlotte, so let me, now that I've gotten past all of my introductory stuff, let me actually talk about Charlotte for a second. Let me bring her out for us. So this is Charlotte. Thanks, comment. Hi, Timmy. Welcome home. This is Charlotte. The design on the right. You're very funny, Whisper. Welcome home, Whisper. Welcome home to me. Welcome home, everyone who just joined us. This is Charlotte, and the design on the right is the design that I was going to use for her VTuber, actually. I had gotten as far as doing her initial art, but I ended up not continuing because this was during the time when I worked for Disney, and it just didn't feel feasible at that time to do a whole VTuber model. So Charlotte is actually a character who went through a lot of iterations. I first developed Charlotte when I was in high school, maybe middle school. I think I developed Charlotte in middle school, and I'm trying to remember the exact origins, because she was kind of a cross between a Tokyo Mew Mew OC and a Alice in Wonderland OC. Her name is, it was misspelled, but I never corrected the spelling. I think it was, oh yeah, that's right. It was L-E-T-T-E. Charlotte, and then Cheshire. Which some of you remember, for a long time, my name was Chess instead of Fable. And this was why. Because I went by this character for so long that we took the chess part of Cheshire and it became my name. So all throughout my high school career, people called me Chess. And that's where I got that name from for a while. But then things happened and my name changed from Chess to Fable. Yeah, I know a lot of people still call me Chess, and that's fine, but generally speaking, we don't use Chess anymore. We have left that name behind, and we now use Fable. But it doesn't erase the fact that Charlotte is still Charlotte Cheshire. Who was Cheshire? Says Cheshire comment. Charlotte is still technically in my VTuber lore. I, a long time ago, wrote a animatic for Siri, which is this character here, where Siri... This is becoming the lore stream. Thank you for the lyric, Bride. Siri was lost, and Charlotte, in the way that the Cheshire Cat does, was helping her find her path again. And in that way, she kind of played a Cheshire Cat role in series, and it all becomes a lore stream. I know, I haven't worked on my lore in forever, so I'm like itching my brain trying to remember how the story went. But essentially, in a very Cheshire Cat way, Charlotte was trying to help Ciri when Ciri was lost. The first iteration of Charlotte back in 2008. Hi, Gochu. Welcome home. Thank you for the owl tax. Back in 2009, she was simply a Tokyo Mew Mew magical girl who was the Cheshire Cat. But over time, she took a lot of different forms. She kind of went from like being a yandere Cheshire Cat to being a witch. And she ended up, I think this was circa 2019. This was like the 2019 version. If you guys are interested, one day I'll do a whole video on the evolution of Charlotte, because I have like middle school doodles of Charlotte that I have still kept and I can scan them. But I remember there was a, hi Mai, thank you for the Altax, welcome home. There was a 2008 version of Charlotte, and then I redesigned her again in 2010, and then she had another design in, I think around, 2010, 12, 11. She had a 2013 redesign, and then a 2015 redesign, and then this is where we landed on in 2019 before Charlotte no longer was my mascot and I changed to Ciri. So a very long run with Charlotte. These were her two outfits. This was like her OG outfit. This was the outfit that she was going to be rigged in. And then this was supposed to be like an artist-friendly, casual outfit. So it was a lot less likely that you saw her in this, and a lot more likely that you saw her in this, generally speaking. I figured for the sake of stream, I would try to draw her in both, and then eventually redesign her again. Yeah, there was a very long, intricate design process for this. Burn the witch. Yeah, that was the big thing, because she was a celestial witch, and so she thought it was like really edgy to wear a sweater that says burn the witch on it. I'm so glad you like hearing the journey. Sometimes I think I'm so cringe when I talk about it. But the thing about Charlotte is that Charlotte, it got to the point where she was no longer a character. She was kind of an evolution of my life. So that's part of the reason why I retired Charlotte for Ciri. Was because Charlotte, to me, became an embodiment of my childhood. By the time I retired Charlotte, I was about 24, 25 years old. And at that point, she was less an original character, and she was more like a friend I'd grown up with, you know? And so it was time for me to move on. So that was part of the reason why I went from Charlotte to Ciri. You can kind of see in the final iteration of Charlotte how there were some design ideas that came from Charlotte to Ciri. One of the things about Charlotte that I struggled with is that I had so many interests and so many varied ideas that I wanted to play with, that if I went back and I found like a really, really, really early version of Charlotte, it wouldn't look like this at all. And I think that's part of the reason why it became uncomfortable. I wanted to go more in the direction of these like more complex Lolita-inspired outfits, and I was trying to put that on Charlotte, but she's never been that before. She was barely even was this prior. She was always a Cheshire Cat. So putting these designs on her even though they were pretty, it just didn't seem to fit anymore. So I took a lot of these concepts, like a lot of ruffles, the kind of Lolita style leggings, the black hair, things like that I brought from Charlotte into Siri. But for the most part, I think the characters are very, very, very different design. Wait, you said she's like your childhood, and at some time you say she was a yandere. Yeah, I was kind of a edgy Tumblr kid. When I was in high school, which was a long time ago, but also wasn't all that long ago, that was the era of like Gaia Online and Tumblr and what else did we use? I mean, that was kind of more of the time of like edgy anime stuff than today. People, I remember like when it came to RP groups and when it came to the kinds of people who made characters, doing yandere tropes was very, very common. And I kind of fell into it too. Yeah, Mirai Nikki, Elfen Light, Higurashi. Yeah, that era. It was very common. Let me see if I can find, actually, now that we're talking about it, some really ancient Charlotte art. I think that you can still find it if you search for her. Oh my god. I found my Gaia Online profile. Okay. Yeah, this is Story of a Girl. Sorry. This is from 2010. Yeah, Farrakha, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There was a yandere trend in OCs. This is a piece of art from 2010 of Charlotte. Doesn't that take you back? It's funny seeing this next to Siri on my screen, because this is 15 years difference. So that was one of the first things I ever created with a drawing tablet. Yeah, it does look like 2010. 100% looks like something I would have created in 2010. I can totally identify the era just with that style. Yeah, you can see it. Like, you can see exactly how I was influenced and you know what kinds of, I'm sure just by looking at this piece you can tell exactly like who I hung out with in high school, who my middle school friends were, like what kind of things I watched, the fact that I like wore cat ears when they were totally inappropriate. You just look at it and you know. Aw, thank you guys. Thank you. I'm glad you can see I'm glad that the improvement is apparent. But yeah, that was, I hung out with Tumblr. You know, it was funny because it took me so long to get into Tumblr, but I mostly was a DeviantArt kid. Not a DeviantArt. Yeah, DeviantArt. DeviantArt and Gaia. I was on a lot. Yeah, so that was a piece from 2010. Let me see if I can find kind of the evolution of Charlotte here now that I'm looking at it. 2010. Oh, perfect. Here is a piece from 2013. So we went from this like Wonderland blue striped, you can kind of see the Tokyo Mew Mew influence to this. I wanted like a teal blue, and then in 2013 I created this design that it was a lot darker. I wanted to go with more blacks. I was also experimenting more with different styles. I'm kind of amazed that my anatomy in 2013 was not terrible. Um, but I'm like looking at it. I'm like, yeah, if you think about it, this was a 3-year difference. From 2010 to 2013. But she still had that like Cheshire Cat influence with her. And this was when she became more of a yandere. In the 2010 version, she wasn't really a yandere. But around this time, I had turned her into more of a yandere character. Even though my like Siri is not at all a yandere. I don't subscribe to that trope at all anymore. But let me see if I can find... Oh. Hold on. Let me see if I can find... Who are these people? Oh yeah, here was another one. She kind of looks like Kids WB. Yeah, she does kind of. A little bit. So here was a yandere image that I did. Like a more yandere looking thing. This was back when she was... Yeah, she was more of like a yandere Cheshire. I mean, I don't know what else to say. You can look at the image, you can see exactly what I was into. She no longer looks like Kids WB. Yeah, no. This was... What is the date on this? This was 2015. What did I say the last one was? Was the last one also 2015? No, 2013. Okay, that was the evolution here. So this was 2013. This one here. Oh my god. Hello? Am I breaking it? Okay. This was 2013. This was 2010. And then the 2015 piece that I did. Improvement is crazy because you think it still isn't good, but then you look back and you see it. Yeah, I never really realized the evolution of my art until I went back and I looked at it. And the fact that there's still a lot of like key traits that I've kept in the way that I draw people now. I still recycle like a lot of these poses. I have another yandere piece that I used a lot. What's this? Your Fable is Evolving. This is actually a 2014 piece of Charlotte. Again, another yandere piece back in that era where Charlotte was a yandere. I don't think I would really say that she's a yandere anymore, but she did have that era. Oh my god. Wait, I have something perfect. It's dated and everything. Alright, this is all of the art that is online of Charlotte. See, this is 2014. So this is 2015. I'm labeling these. This is 2014. This we said is 2013. This is 2010. And then I just found this. I did a draw it again meme. And obviously you can see from 2012 the kind of like culture that I was influenced by when creating this character. I learned to draw hands. OCs do truly grow with artists. Yeah. She can tell the waitress my order was wrong for you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Alright, Bride, thank you for stopping by. But, yeah. Crazy. So, yeah, that is kind of the evolution of Charlotte as a character. There is a version of Charlotte that is missing here. And it was the... She had a big ass collar. it was the like the 2008 version of Charlotte, where she was like truly a Cheshire cat. But that is all that I have. But like I said, so she went from that yandere trope to this like celestial witch situation. Her whole thing just changed so much that obviously it got to the point where it was like, it's time for a new character. But I figured, since it's almost the new year, I know that was a huge, like, we just learned a lot about Fable moment. I figured for the new year, what we would do is I would redraw Charlotte. So I started drawing this earlier, and mid-drawing it, I was like, oh, you know what? I should stream this. So, I was gonna start with her casual outfit first. And then we were gonna go into her, more permanent outfit. And maybe we'll redraw some of the older ones too. Like, it would be really fun to redraw the one all the way back from 2010. Putting that on this body and seeing what it looks like in my new style. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. But anyways, that was a lot of info. I feel like I just talked a marathon. I hope I didn't ramble too much. I do tend to ramble a lot. But I'm finally putting the glove on. To get started. Thank you for the hydrate, Timmy. I'll hydrate again. Thank you for the owl attacks, Timmy. But I also think it'd be really fun at some point to redraw other people's childhood characters. I really love learning about people's childhood OCs. And what kinds of things they were into, because as we have witnessed, you can learn a lot about someone from their childhood OCs. Really? You remember me drawing this OC? You've been around for a long time then. It has. It's been a very, very long time. I've been on the internet for a while. All I processed is that there's a slim chance we were using Gaia Online at the same time, probably. I've said it before, but if you were on Gaia Online in the art freebies category, you probably ran into me. I was in art freebies all the time. I had folders upon folders of art freebies that I would do for people. I actually have run into people recently who were on the art freebies forum. My childhood OCs are kind of bad, but that's the best part. The best part of childhood OCs is when they're like really bad. You will learn nothing about me because all of my OCs are different. Oh, I see. You didn't have like one OC that you bonded with? One OC that was like, this is me. Or like a fandom OC, like a Gem Sona. Or whatever. Before I met Skink? Oh my god, that is a long time ago. It's been a hot minute. I'm thinking back on it, and I've gone through so many different eras. A lot of it bad anatomy and short backstory, but that just means there's so much to expand on. like, that's such a good canvas to start with. Not gonna lie, I have a childhood OC that I have never written or drawn anything about, but they lived in my mind for like 15 years. I mean, that's beautiful. Like, I think that's really incredible. I love learning about people's, like, it's almost like exchanging imaginary friends a little bit. Learning about what kinds of things they were into and how they customized it and, like, what your childhood dreams were. I love it. I don't think that OCs are as cringy as people make them out to be. It's largely because OCs are such a personification, not just of, like, you and what you think your best qualities are, but also the things that you love most about life. Rather it's adventure or romance or power or your capability to do unimaginable things, you know? I was a writer. I bonded with every OC I had, but they were different and that they had nothing in common. That's so cool, though. I felt like all of my OCs were so the same. I was like, this would never make for an interesting story. All my OCs are the same character. I was also really guilty of writing Mary Sue's. Fish! Oh my god, Fish, it's so good to see you again. We were talking about you the other day. I was like, man, you remember when Fish used to be in all my streams? I remember. Yeah, welcome back, Fish. Welcome home. It was like your first time on Twitch. Yeah, probably. It was probably my first time on Twitch. Yeah, my OC is super hot and always wins, and I will not fight anyone about it. Oh yeah, I have a whole universe of OCs. Let's go! I love to hear that. I think that my magnum opus one day is like, going back and looking at people's OCs and, like, writing about their lives in terms of the OCs that they created as children. Or even as, like, adults. Because I think even as an adult, the generation of kids who created characters and created stories are very telling of the individuals. Yeah, Fish, we did. Well, because we used to talk about, like, really wild stuff, and you'd come into my chat and you'd be like, what if there was a creature and it had, like, 10,000 tongues and it tasted the world? And I was like, go off. I love that for you. No, of course we talk about you. All good things though, don't worry. My OCs were all from TTRPG campaigns I used to play, but they never had official designs. Oh, I feel you. OCs are cringe when they're used for really cringy self-shipping or Mary Sue characters, but even then, a lot of people... All of my characters were Mary Sue's. I'll admit it. Every single one of my characters... I think Siri is a Mary Sue. It's part of the reason why I don't think I'd make for a good writer. Is I'm so, like... I think I'm kind of a self-important person. And so I feel guilty sometimes when I write things and I, like, look at it and I'm like, I can never publish this. People will be so mad. They'll be like, what is the point of this? But I think there is a community for it. And there's nothing wrong. I think that the world is sometimes so harsh on us that you deserve your little Mary Sue treat. I think you do. Let's see. Since I couldn't draw, I would just Google images that were closer to the image I had in my mind. A lot of people did. I remembered I RP'd with someone in high school, and they sent me their character, and it was straight up, like, an anime character that was very well... I think it was, like, a Naruto character that was super well known, and they were like, this is me, and I'm like, that is Sasuke Uchiha. And they're like, no, it's me. And I'm like, okay. I mean, who cares? If they're happy, then amen. Exactly. Like, it's all about making yourself happy. And then, you know, I think that, I'm not calling book talk main characters Mary Sue's, but I think the fascination with the book talk romances is really telling of, like, how important that kind of self-indulgence is in writing, and how important it is to people that they find that kind of fantasy and escape. And maybe you need to be the center of a world. Even if not everyone approves of it, it's your world. Be the center of it. I actually put some of my OCs onto the Unveil site. I haven't heard of that. I haven't posted anything in a while, and I really want to revamp all of them. Hehe, I didn't know that people did that, but it sounds like fun. I used to be on RP forums, and you know, some of the RP forums that I was on were really advanced. Like, they would have tools for you to write worlds and write characters, and then journals you could keep along with the threads that you wrote in. And I never stayed in an RP very long. I think the longest I ever stayed in the RP was like 3 weeks. And then I gave it up. But there was like journals, and my favorite kinds of RPs were like someone would create a world and essentially be a dungeon master, and you had to navigate the obstacles they set in place for you. That I really enjoyed. But usually it was because those RPs were so imaginative. I haven't done it in a while though. That's it sounds like a lot of mental work now. It's like, oh goodness. I've been through that. But actually, now that I think about it, one of the gifts that Charlotte received is someone created Charlotte as a character in their D&D homebrew. And they sent me the script of Charlotte when she was a celestial witch. And they were like, hey, by the way, I made her an NPC. And I was like, oh my god, really? That was a really nice gift. To be someone's NPC in their D&D game. So long as it's done respectfully. Oh, I'm drawing on the wrong layer! Okay. Combine these. I still do that sometimes. A few days ago, I was sticking my tongue into an ear to lay eggs. Yeah. Just like the good old day. Yep. I'm reading... Look, I'm reading Flynn's... Flynn's comment on YouTube. Flynn wrote, I still do that some days. A few days ago, I was sticking my tongue into an ear to lay eggs for a tongue spider parasite. Yeah, that sounds familiar. Char, I think you were around for the era of fish in chat. This should be familiar to you. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. Okay, now I'm like trying to concentrate, so I might not talk as much as I was previously. But I would love to do an OC share with all of you and learn about your OCs. You remember Char, at least the name? Yeah, I figured you would. I mean, it's an old era. I was around for a lot. I don't remember half of what I was around for. Yeah, that's true. I feel you. My cat is here. Hi, Arcana. Hi. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, we're drawing. You may not jump on me. No. You may not. No. Yep. It's been a long journey here on the Snow Fable channel. I've gone through a lot of eras myself, and it's nice to know that I'm not the only one. That we've all been through different eras. We learn and we grow, we evolve. Yeah, that's my cat, Arcana. It's getting cold again. It was like 75 degrees for the past 3 days. But it's finally getting cold again. And, I think that he's chilly and he wants me to turn the heated blanket on. It is on, but he doesn't know that. Yeah. Hold on one second. Let me... Okay. Sorry, I had to astral project for a moment. Yeah, one day we will break down socks the same way we did Charlotte. And I will give a lore dump on socks and the fairies. You'll have to bribe me in order to get me to talk about my old OCs. I get it. Because when I was in high school, I was teased relentlessly about loving to draw characters. People were not... they were not kind to me about it. Sorry, I need to drink something. It's 50 degrees now at 30, freezing rain, windy as heck. Oh, stay warm, Char. Oh my goodness. This is Pillberry Doughboy's brother. That's funny. Oh, that's really funny. I'm trying to remember if I had any other OCs. I was really into Dragon Age, so I had some cringy Dragon Age OCs. I never had Sonic OCs, I believe. I had a Steven Universe OC. I was Cat's Eye Emerald. Hi, Fox! Welcome home. What else? Charlotte was my Tokyo Mew Mew OC, so I had a Tokyo Mew Mew OC. For a while, I had a habit of, whenever I got into a fandom, I would always create, like, my self-insert character. I thought it was really fun. It was like my version of a personality quiz. I had other Alice in Wonderland OCs. I had like a Bunny OC and an Alice OC. I was also really inspired by Madness Returns. So that showed up a lot in my old designs. To be something more redesigned. Yeah, we're gonna do that eventually. We'll do like a Charlotte redesign. But for right now, I just wanted to redraw her old concept. Just to see her in my current style as a way to like bring in the new year. I think one thing about online culture is learning how so many other people did the same things that I did. How designing different characters and writing different stories was not an entirely unique experience. A lot of kids did the same thing. Just various amounts of disclosing that they did it. Did I use... Oh my god, I used the same type of pencil. I think this is a textured... No, I think it's not textured. I think that my resolution was just really bad. Is what I'm looking at here. Because right now, I use like this textured pencil when I draw, because it like just feels more like paper to me. And I was like, oh my god, did I used to do that too? No, this is a normal like G pen. The resolution is just really bad. I was and still am into, yeah, Wings Club is really, I want to get back into Wings Club, honestly, but Wings Club is one of those things where it was like, I could never find other girls who would admit that they liked Wings Club or Barbie. So I was kind of on my own with that. It was kind of up to what sorts of things my friends were into, and it was really hard to get them into those when my friends were more into like Japanese media than American media. And then this just looks like different bands. Like this. I think it would be fun to design characters with like a group of people again and just have like a, not sit down and do a whole RP. I don't think I have time for that anymore. But just like build a world with people. I think that would be so much fun. I know that with the VTubers, sometimes VTubers will swap lore and they'll write like lore crossovers, and it does kind of lend into that world of what I used to do with the character creation and RPs. But when you have a VTuber, it's more your brand than just your character. And even though Siri does technically have a lore, I hesitate to create like a whole entire world about it. I've talked with a couple people about incorporating them into my lore, but it's kind of like when you have your own individual brand that you want to work with, you're really skeptical to bring other people into it. Because it's like, what like the business relationship part of it, I think. I used to, I remember actually okay, let me start from the top. When I was in high school, my cat accidentally got pregnant. And by accidentally, I meant we just didn't, spay her, whatever it's called. We didn't fix her in time. And she had a litter of kittens, and I was so down the rabbit hole of creating characters that I designed fairies for each of the kittens. And I was like, if this kitten was a fairy, this is what they would look like. And I think that's probably the silliest set of characters I have ever made. Wings is pretty close to anime. It was pretty close to anime, but because it wasn't like technically anime, my friends didn't think it was cool. It was only cool if it was like in Japanese and we couldn't understand it. Really, everyone around me was into Western animation and less with anime. I love both, so it was hard to find a balance of both. My family thought that anime was incredibly cringy, but my friends thought Western animation was incredibly cringy. So there really wasn't any winning. My family, but they didn't want to watch Wings Club either. They only ever wanted to watch Powerpuff Girls or Cartoon Network shows, which is, I think, part of the reason why I grew to kind of resent the Powerpuff Girls in a way. I don't resent them any longer, but when I was younger, I did, because I wanted to watch these more like high fantasy, magical, more sincere works, and they wanted to watch cartoons, like the more short form cartoons. Joke's on y'all, I didn't even know there was a difference between regular cartoons and anime until high school. That's a good perspective. That's honestly the correct perspective. It's like debating if KDA or Cat's Eye are real K-pop, or if Ruby is an anime. Well, KDA is an animated K-pop group made up by, I believe, Riot. I mean, technically they are a real K-pop group in that they're on Spotify, but Cat's Eye is a real K-pop, like, with real women. Maybe you're talking about, K-pop Demon Hunters. If that's a real K-pop group. I understand what you're saying. Or if Ruby was an anime. Yeah, well, Avatar was the big one that's like, is Avatar an anime? People still have that argument, and I'm like, guys, at this point, like, what does it matter? We're all influenced by each other now. It's like, whether you like anime or if you like Western animation, the line has been blurred. You can like either, or both, and both. Hating on the Powerpuff Girls when they had that clown episode is crazy work. I just hated it because I was forced to watch it when I wanted to watch, like, Sailor Moon. I remember really specifically, I had a huge argument with my cousins about wanting to watch Sailor Moon, and I even, like, had brought my favorite Sailor Moon movie to watch them, and I was really excited to show them Sailor Moon, and then she, like, did her transformation, and my cousins, like, started going, ew, she's naked, why is she naked? And then they, like, continued to tease me about Sailor Moon for hours upon hours, but then forced me to watch Powerpuff Girls, and that's why I grew to resent Powerpuff Girls. Oh god, I remember the Avatar's anime arguments. Oh yeah. Who's ready for the Avatar movie next year? Not I, said the owl. I also used to draw so much ponies when I was into My Little Pony. I don't have them now, but I remember drawing so much ponies and dresses. I missed that era. I drew Disney fairies, and that was like the last big era that I was part of. I didn't really do the pony era. Cat's Eye sings entirely in English and only one. Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. I get what you mean. I don't know. I've never questioned if Cat's Eye is K-pop. Like, it's like the genre, you know? I don't know. I've never had that argument before, so that's why I didn't even consider it, but you bring up a good point. But even then, like, you have performers like Rosé and Jennie and I guess those are members of Blackpink. I'm not up to date with K-pop stuff, but they all have like solo careers that are pretty much not K-pop at all. So it's like, okay, it is what it is. Sorry, I'm just like yapping this stream. Oh my gosh. Anything can be K-pop if you believe hard enough. Even you can be K-pop. You know, it's funny that you say that because I have been wanting to do an artwork collab with other VTubers where we're all like K-pop stars. I thought that'd be so cute. I have a lot of other collabs to do first, but I would love to do K-pop fits. You know what'd be really cute? If I did all of my characters, all of my, like, VTuber Sona characters as K-pop stars. I could do Charlotte, Siri, Saoirse, and Socks. I think that would be so cute. I actually have another self VTuber model that I have been designing privately, but I haven't had a lot of time to work on her because I'm still catching up with work. And I'm hoping that I can unveil her in 2026 to all of you. Tiara was your K-pop gateway drug. I know you're gonna be upset at this, but I've never heard of them. Or maybe Add Whisper and Autumn. Me, Whisper, and Autumn have talked about doing group pieces before. I have a few group pieces that I need to do with Whisper and Autumn that, like I said, I'm just really behind on work. So I gotta get up to date. I would love to do collabs that I don't have to draw. I'm gonna say it plainly. I would love to be in a collab and me not have to draw it. If any of you wanna like draw me and not have me have to draw me, I'm all for it. Put me in, but like make me not draw it. It's okay. It's alright. It's my blessing and my curse. To have worked very hard to be skilled, but then have zero battery. Tiara is awesome. They're Gen 2, rather old by today's standard. Mama Moo was your gateway. Ooh, I have heard of Mama Moo. I was gonna do a group piece with my sisters, but I was the only one who finished. They didn't even finish it. Like your sister, like your biological sisters, or like your design sisters. It's an important distinction, as you know. Sisters can mean a lot of things in the VTuber world. My introduction to K-pop is probably the most predictable introduction ever. It was a specific song. Hate You by, was that 2021? That and Lucifer by Shiny. Your bias. Oh, I see. Oh, intro to K-pop? What was your spirit? What was your intro to K-pop? I'm so, like, behind on K-pop lore. I know very, very little. Let me tell you, I'm listening. Tell me. He's gonna tell me one of these days. I'm doing this backwards. You know too much about K-pop. It was, sorry, I have to narrate this. It was 2009. Ninja Assassin was released on Thanksgiving, starring Rain, the OG K-pop man. Guys, give me your K-pop stories and I'll read it in my narrator voice. And also, the first Korean to get a main starring role in Hollywood? Anyway, yeah, I found his music after that, and holy hell, I am so biased to him now. He's on the older end now, but still, great stuff. How's that? A good narrator voice? That was a great story. It's a great introduction. Farrakha says, my intro to K-pop was G by Girls' Generation. That's a good one. Actually, that's a really, really good one. Hi, Claudia. Ninja Assassin was the movie that I've been inspired of. Oh, that's so cool, Fox. Mine was through my first girlfriend. She was huge into K-pop. Great origin stories. Yeah, but did he stay breaking it down during a zombie attack? Thank you. I'm glad you like my narrator voice. I live to serve. One of the first things she made me listen to was Girls' Generation and Big Bang. I feel like it's big news. Learning how all of you came into K-pop is big news. I have to give it the big news voice. So as Gooey Ho, K-pop idols. Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. I need to drink something before I do any more narrator voice. Hold on. K-pop story. I somehow got a girlfriend after introducing them to the group Purple Kiss. Ooh. That's a great way to meet someone. Wait. I feel like meeting someone based off of mutual, like, admiration of music is a great way to make a connection. It's okay that this is scuffed. It's okay. Purple Kiss disbanded last month. Oh, that's so sad. The thing is that I got really into SHINee. And then my friends were into K-pop and they were like, oh, what do you like? And I was like, oh, I like SHINee. And they all were like, SHINee's been dead. They've been gone. And I was so devastated. I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Am I that behind? I've never been very quick to the K-pop scene. It was so sad. They disbanded on my birthday month. Like, oh, I'm so sorry. That really stinks. You know, I remember, this is unrelated to K-pop, and I'm about to tell a really happy story right after you told me your sad story, and I'm sorry about that. But I remember one year for my birthday, Fall Out Boy got back together. And that was huge news. G-Friend was so good. I gotta listen to them. I don't know them. I never really had, like, a proper understanding of old K-pop. I have to go reintroduce myself to some of the old K-pop groups. Big time. Okay, girl, what did we do with these shoes? What is going on here? Guys, I think she was a Final Fantasy fan. I think she was a Final Fantasy fan. G-Friend was so good. Still listen to all their music. I gotta give it a shot. How many belts? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so they both have 5 belts. Girl, I gotta draw all that. I don't wanna. I wanna draw all that. Alright, here we go. I gave it laces? What was I doing? Why was this the version that was easier to give to artists? With the belts and the laces? Why did I do this? And the whatever this is down here, are we studding? Are these studs? Are these steel-toed studs with the laces and with the belts? What was I doing? I was playing Final Fantasy, that's what I was doing. Crazy work. I need more art friends. I like that I revived them. Well, welcome. Welcome, sir. No. Come on, Lulu Heels. Let's go. Also, welcome home to both of you. It's good to see you. Blame Nomura. Nomura! Nomura! What is this? Why? I feel like G-Friend music is like a magical girl growing up, but also encouraging too. I feel you. I feel you. But yeah, complicated to draw. They are. They are. We're gonna put this on a new layer, because I don't fear many things, but these shoes, I fear them. So we're gonna, we're gonna do our best with these. Namara! Why did you make me like belts? You know what? I think one year I entered a Mary Sue contest. Let me actually in the spirit of looking up my cringy old artwork, let me look up my entry for the Mary Sue contest from years ago. Hold on. I had it up just a second ago. Oh yeah, I drew a ton of Kingdom Hearts. Here we go. Okay. Yep. So earlier we were talking a lot about Mary Sue's. This artwork is from... Oh, good God. I wrote like a novel. This artwork is from 2014. And it was an entry to a Mary Sue competition to make the most intense Mary Sue. And I made a Kingdom Hearts Mary Sue. This is her. Oh, let me get rid of the 2010 art. So this is 2014. And this is my Kingdom Hearts Mary Sue, and she had 4 forms. This is this is what she normally looked like. Yeah, back in the day. Back in the day. The forums that I was on hosted a Mary Sue contest, and you like you had to make a Mary Sue, and I'm pretty sure I won. I either won or I got second place. Anyways, yeah, so she was a Kingdom Hearts Mary Sue. And this was her normal form. And then she could transform at will into a Heartless. And this was her her Heartless form. And then she could transform into a Nobody. Yeah. Oh yeah, you know she could cast Zeta Flare. I'm almost scared to read the to read the thing that I wrote on her, because there's like a 5-paragraph thing here that I wrote. And then she had an ultimate form, and this was this was her ultimate Mary Sue form. I like, can we admit that I kind of ate with these designs? Like, yeah, she's a Mary Sue, but that's cute. I'd put that on a and she's got a I gave her a gun. She's got a gun. Why did she have a gun? Why did I give her that? I'm crying. Why doesn't she have a Keyblade? Oh my god, she has a heart tattoo and a crown tattoo. And she's an elf, apparently. I gave her a gun because of Shadow the Hedgehog. I must have. I think I remember very intentionally, like, designing her and being like, you know what the most Mary Sue thing is? Just put her in underwear. And, give her a scythe instead of a Keyblade. Oh my gosh, what is a Mary Sue? A Mary Sue is a self-insert character that is incredibly overpowered, and everyone loves them, and they have 0 flaws whatsoever within the world, and they're like just a totally self-indulgent character that hold no narrative value whatsoever. She really is not wearing any clothes in her normal form. No, she has to like transform in order to get clothing. That's insane. Oh my goodness. It's like old school Batman where the gun is a last resort. Oh no, here's her Keyblade. Wait, the design is so like, there's so many things going on that you can't even tell she has a Keyblade, but here's her Keyblade. Look at that. She has to be in her ultimate form to wield it. the internet used to be obsessed with Mary Sue's. I feel like that terminology has fallen off. Yeah, people don't use the term Mary Sue a lot anymore. Oh, but I like Raven from Teen Titans. I don't think that's true. She has flaws. She has flaws on a compelling arc. I don't think Raven's a Mary Sue. I think all of the characters in Teen Titan are really well written, actually. Nowadays, they just call you cringe. Yeah, people just call you cringe now. They don't have, like, specific terminology. I guess each form had, like, its own weapon. And so she was, like, multi-talented. Let me read over this snippet that I wrote for her. Oh, it was a contest to create the ultimate Kingdom Hearts Mary Sue. I'm reading through it. Oh my god. I can't read this out loud. I can't read that out loud. I can't. I'm embarrassed. There's a lot. It takes a lot to embarrass me. That's embarrassing. I can't read that. Anyways, that was from 2014, everyone. I'm a good artist, I swear. I almost, like, I'm flushed. That was really embarrassing to read. Oh my goodness. Oh. I'm obsessed with making flaws. It does make for compelling literature, but when you just, like, want to be taken care of and want to live in a fantasy where like, you're genuinely cared about, I think that characters without flaws have their purpose. Like, the world can be harsh sometimes, so creating a version of yourself that is ideal, I think, brings a lot of comfort to people. So I don't think that we should be as harsh to Mary Sue's. I think the reason why people are harsh to Mary Sue's is because the general perception is that, like, you're self-important and that nothing is wrong with you and that everyone loves you. But generally, the people who make Mary Sue's don't believe that about themselves. It's like self-fulfillment. And I generally see Mary Sue's as a form of self-love. And I don't think there's something that should be heavily criticized. Unless they try to convince you that's compelling media. And it's like, oh, this is a great piece for you. And this is a great piece for, you know, exploring yourself. But it's not compelling media. It's not, like, rhetorical. It doesn't have high rhetorical value. What about the shoes, though? Oh, yeah, I know. I gotta get back to the shoes. Drink your eggnog to wipe your memory of embarrassment. Eggnog's like memory bleach. I gotta get some eggnog. We should let people be happy with whatever they want if they aren't hurting anyone. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Especially if, like, they're not selling it for profit and they're not trying to convince anyone that this is the end-all be-all character. I don't think we should be so harsh about Mary Sue's. I think that they're fine. Mary Sue's, I think, stopped being used as a term because isekais became popular. Yeah, you're right. That is where the term ended, because isekais became popular, and isekais generally filled the niche that Mary Sue's used to present. It's just like you being transported to your favorite video game. Okay, but my Mary Sue is actually very well written and interesting, and if you don't agree, I'll be mad at you. Sure. If you want comfort, then I make a character with flaws I have and write comfort when there's either help to get that flaw or one person that loves that flaw. Maybe. Depends on the person, I think. I've never tried eggnog. What does it taste like? I'll be honest, I have not drank eggnog in my adult life. Can someone in chat answer that? What does eggnog taste like? Sorry, I gotta take a second. Isekai gave Truck-kun good job security. You're so right. You're so right. We gotta keep Truck-kun in business. Okay. Girl, she is yapping today. I mean, I yap all the time anyways, but for some reason I feel like I've just talked a ton today. It tastes like egg with nutmeg and milk. That checks out. I don't know that there's anything else that tastes like it. It's so funny because I like egg and nutmeg and milk, but I do not remember being fond of eggnog. But again, I haven't tried it in many years. Not in my adult life. Which, the more that I live, the more prolific my adult life becomes. Give me 1 second. Whew. I feel like I have, like, spent a lot of the air in my lungs. Okay. We're good there. I'm just checking on things. Sorry. Okay. Rue says, some Mary Sues are just, I'm sorry, but quote unquote, I can fix him because I'm OP and perfect, but that's all. I don't like those Mary Sues because stop, you can't fix people because they are people. Oh, yeah, the like, when they make themselves so perfect that it like fixes other characters' flaws, I do think that that might be a toxic implementation of that character archetype. And I can understand being frustrated with the genre from that perspective. You know, Mary Sues are one thing, but when you use them as a mechanism to try to quote-unquote fix characters that don't necessarily need fixing, that is an issue. Yeah, that's just a bad writer. Mai's right. How's my day going? It's going pretty good. We've been on a journey today. Today's been a journey. How about you, Frosty? How's your day? Have any of you come up with New Year's resolutions yet? Anybody do that practice? Maybe I just overthink this topic. No, I think that this is a good place to explore that. Today, I finally don't feel super sick. Let's go, Frosty! I'm so glad to hear that. Whoa. I am so perfect that I fix other people just being- You're so right, Char. Thank God Char is here. Otherwise, I would just be horrible to be around. That's why I need all of you to show up every single stream. Because if you aren't here, then I'm the character that can't be fixed by anyone else. I need all of you. I need all of you to fix me. My New Year's resolution is to actually work out, me and 5 bajillion other people. Yeah, I feel that. I have a nutrition plan for when New Year's Day hits. I'm doing the hyper conventional, all right, New Year's Day, new diet. But I think I ate way too many sweets this holiday season, so I gotta dial it back. I used to do New Year's resolutions, and I never follow them, so now I just don't think too much about it. I see. I can't fix you, but I can get you a Diet Dr. Pepper. I'm drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper. I have one right here. It's blackberry. Blackberry Diet Dr. Pepper, by the way, one of the best things I've ever had in my life. I did, and I feel like my resolutions might be too much. Well, maybe just pick one. Like, pick one and start with that. I'm morally against all holidays. They are generally against the... Oh, I see. I got you. That's okay. Basically, what comfort... I had a 4-hour stream of just playing ranked and went up to like 150 RP. That's not very much in Apex. Oh, I see. For this new year, is there a new art that'd be very spicy? But for this, is there a new arts that would be very spicy, but it could be seasonal or something very good about it? I'm not sure what you're saying, Fox. Are you making spicy art? I don't really make spicy art of myself anymore. I was thinking, because the Chinese New Year is, I believe 2026 is the year of the horse. I have that, okay, I don't mean to flip my Donathon menu at you all, but I do have it written on here. Let me move myself so I can see it. Yes, horse. It's a big year for the Uma girlies. I do out. There you go. I should make a horse outfit for the new year. Uma can inspire all of us to make our horse outfits. It's year of the horse. Oh, it would be amazing for the Uma Musume fans. I think my New Year's resolution is, I have a few. One, I want to get more consistent with streaming, which I've already been doing even without the New Year resolution. Ideally, I would love to have a schedule, but as you all have seen, I live in a situation where having a schedule isn't really viable because I'm really, I'm used as a resource by too many people. And far too randomly do people call on me to do things for me to put down a schedule without it being like, oh, I have to cancel because of this, or I have to cancel because of this, or I've got this family situation going on. So it's really hard for me to make a schedule, but just being more consistent with streaming in general, I would love to do at least 3 streams per week. But considering that I've been accomplishing that since how long have I been doing that? Since October? I think I'm off to a good start. So that's one of my resolutions. Another one is that I want to eat more greens. Either replace one of my meals a day with a salad. I just want to make sure that I'm eating a green vegetable every single day. I don't really do that right now, and I think that I should. I also want to stop eating gluten. I think I have a gluten intolerance. Because on days when I don't eat gluten, I feel a lot better. So I want to get rid of gluten from my diet. And then 3, I want to find sustainable work. I've been doing okay without having a sustainable income, but I would love to become a community manager for an indie game, or to work more with independent developers, doing whatever position. AI has made it incredibly hard for me to find work within my industry, but I think that next year I want to find a more sustainable place where I can make a positive impact for my community. I already love giving advice to people. I love strategizing with people. I love problem solving. I love coming up with creative ideas. I love organizing collaboration. I have a lot of things that I love to do, and I would just love to do it for a team. For and with a team. I would love to promote someone's project. I would love to strategize with developers and writers. I would love to work within a team again. And that is one of the things that I'm really working towards. And I think 2026 is going to be the year where I leave my old conceptions of what my career was behind me, and I embrace a new era. And I think that's my big 3 resolutions for 2026. Sorry, I've been talking with my hands this whole time. That's why I've not been drawing. What helped me is not having a schedule necessarily, but doing the same exact thing at the start of the day every day. Unfortunately, I'm not in a position where I can do that. I'm used as a resource quite often by the people around me, so I have to remain quite flexible. Sometimes I have to be awake at 3 in the morning, and sometimes I don't have to be awake until 11 a.m. It just totally depends on what the situation is in the house at that point in time. So, consistency is not something I'm able to practice at this point in time. Not at least without a very good reason. So as I can put aside my obligations. Stable income to everyone in 2026. Crossing our fingers. We'll do a little spell on New Year's Eve. My New Year's resolution is to start making a mission statement for my creative vision. Let's go, Sarah. That's such a good one. That is a very good resolution. The thing with resolutions is you can't make them ambiguous goals. Like, a bad New Year's resolution would be like, I want to get 1,000 followers on Twitch. That's not a very good resolution because it's not up to you. You can work really hard. You can aim to grow on Twitch. That's a good resolution. But a specific numerical value is not, because you're setting yourself against odds that are highly... it's not that it's unachievable. It's just that it's out of your control. You can't control if people follow you, but you can control how much effort you put into the thing. So I think choosing goals like, I want to create a creative vision is a very good goal, because it means you're putting effort towards that and you're not depending on an outcome that is outside of your means. I highly approve. Those are really good resolutions. Wishing you the best. Oh, thank you. That sounds amazing. I also inspire to be more consistent in making and posting content the next year. That's such a good goal. Yeah, I think a really good goal is, like, I want to aim for a YouTube video a week. I'm not doing that because my life is far too inconsistent to try to aim for that. But I think, like, putting a number on it does help. I think I had a resolution in end of September where I was like, I want to post a TikTok every single day. And I've been true to that. I've been posting TikToks and I've been putting them on YouTube Shorts every single day since end of September. And that has been a really incredible journey. I've really enjoyed being on TikTok, and it's been something that I didn't know if it was going to be sustainable to post a TikTok every day, but I've actually, like, found it really easy, and there's a lot of different routes you can take with short form content on TikTok, so it was actually a lot more achievable than I thought it was. My resolution is not to have a single migraine. Yeah, that's not something you can control, but I can't assign a numerical value just yet to achieve that goal, so I'll get back to you. Let's see. Changes ahoy. Yeah, I got you. I think a more sustainable goal, instead of I don't want to have a migraine, is like, I want to drink more water and have, like, a water jug and try to drink a certain amount of water each day. And then what also helps is rewarding yourself once that goal is done. Giving yourself, like, a little pat on the back. Maybe not, like, eating a treat or anything like that, but just acknowledging that you have worked hard for that. My biggest New Year's resolution is to get 100 subs on YouTube with the consistency. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I want to grow as a creator, as an artist. Yeah, the 100 subs will come. It'll come. But I think a better way of putting that is, I want to create X amount of projects in my first month. Sitting down and planning, like, you want 100 subs. Okay, what do you want those subscribers to look like? Do you want them to be art enthusiasts? What markets or communities do you want them to come from? And I think that will get you closer to your goal more rapidly. Your TikTok consistency is super inspiring. I'm honestly really impressed with the progress you made. Thank you. Yeah, I am really honored, because in the three to 4 months that I have been doing TikTok and YouTube, I have gotten, I think, give or take, 1,600 followers on TikTok, and I think I am nearing 1,000 followers on YouTube, which is huge. I don't think I'm going to hit 1,000 by the new year on YouTube, but it is really cool that I got even close to it. all things considered. I also really want to stream more in the new year. I keep saying I should and then never do it. Yeah, maybe putting like a specific numerical value on how much you want to stream will help. Like maybe even just aiming for 1 stream a week. Make your goals small and achievable. If you make your goals small and achievable, even if it feels silly, you're gonna get a lot more done. Goal setting is all about like looking at your resources and looking at what you can do, not what should come to you, which is why it's like setting follower goals are not usually realistic, because it all depends upon how successful your content is, and your content highly depends on how the algorithm is feeling that day. Like, you want your content to be good, yes, but also you want to create things that like-minded people will find. So focusing on that instead of how many followers you want to gain is really a better practice overall, both for your mental health and also for your content, because at the end of the day, it's not really about how many people are interacting with it. It's about the kind of way that you're presenting yourself, if that makes sense. I got 5 of these belts on here. Okay. True, very true. I think that was the hard thing for me to learn about goal setting, is that goal setting isn't about what other people can do for you, it's about what you are able to do within your means. And ideally, yes, you want to lose like 10 pounds. Ideally, yes, you want to make so much money in a month, but making that a goal is going to make that threshold feel unachievable if you don't make it happen, right? So what are the consequences that create that kind of outcome? If you want to lose 10 pounds, what kind of calorie intake should you be looking at per day? And make that your goal instead. If you want to make a certain amount per month, then look at how you're generating revenue. What can you do per month that would generate something similar to that revenue? And if you make that goal, it's not because you are not trying, it's just a consequence to the effort that you put in. Keep goals to something you can do instead of the desired outcome. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. I know I've been harping on it for a while, so I'm going to stop talking about it because I don't want to preach to you guys. But generally, when it comes to setting your New Year's goals, you want to be really specific about the expectations you're setting on yourself, because if you set a goal and it's like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds, but you only lose 8 pounds, it's not because of anything you did wrong. It's just the situation, right? It's that there's other components involved that are out of your control. Just do intermittent fasting. Yeah, there's a lot of different ways you can do it, depending on your like life and situation. I find caloric deficits work best for me when losing weight, and looking at what my caloric intake is and then doing a deficit, and that usually helps me lose weight, but it also makes me lose water weight before I lose actual weight. So it's a whole thing. I don't really want to get into it. I know I'm talking about it, but it's because I'm a streamer and I yap, and that's what I do. Ooh, girl. She yapping. The yapping is excellent. I'm glad. We be stream of consciousness yapping. I do that a lot, where I just stream my consciousness and talk about whatever, and you guys hear me and you're like, does she know what she's saying? And the answer is usually no, I have no idea what I'm saying. I think the shapes that I generally make have not changed over the years. Thanks for the talk. I had a really hard time expanding on my New Year's resolutions. I was worried if it was too far of a reach, and I'll continue to develop them. I don't think it's too far of a... I think it is achievable. I think just when you set resolutions that aren't up to you, it just makes the world feel darker and colder and more isolated. So set things that are up to you, things that you can consciously do, and it will make, you will see a lot more profit, and it'll make life a lot easier overall. I think those shoes look like sneakers. Yeah, a little bit. They're like Converse, they're like steel-toed Converse high-heeled sneakers with boots with the fur and the apple-bottomed jeans. One of my goals is to collaborate on a moving story, but I won't make it a resolution because it relies on other people and not myself. I think, okay, Sarah, if I was to take that resolution and break it down, if it were me, depending on what you mean by moving story, I would make my New Year's resolution, I want to create the first draft of my concept by February, if it were me. What I would do is I would be like, I want my first draft of maybe the first chapter. I don't know your vision, so I'm just kind of waffling, making this stuff up, but the first draft of your first chapter and an outline of your characters by February. And then by April, maybe the second chapter and a rough outline of your character relationships. I think that is more... I think that would make the pieces more movable. Is if you create those time frames. Steel-toed, high-heeled boots. You gotta look good while working at that warehouse. You know it. If that makes any sense. In terms of the goal setting. Or maybe, if you're looking for the collaborative angle, you could even say, like, by the end of January, I want to have sent out 3 invites to my project. Or I want to have scouted, like, X number of voice actors. Or if it's a paid project, by the end of January, I want to have a reasonable budget for my project. It just totally depends. But there are things that you can do, right? That don't depend on other people. And even if the project doesn't move anywhere, the fact that you've done those goals, you've already done like a ton more progress. My first sub goal of it is just to find a creative storytelling community. Oh, I see, yeah. Yeah, that's a good goal, I think. It's something that you can do. There's a lot of elements to it. But I think for storytelling communities, there's a really big community on TikTok. Even with me being a VTuber, I have run into a lot of writers on TikTok and YouTube. And I've had a fair amount of writers actually follow me on TikTok. A mutual follow. I followed them and then they followed me back, despite the fact that I'm not a writer. I'm a VTuber. So I think that's a good place to find those people. I think Instagram. I hesitate to say Discord because it depends on the Discord. I'm trying to think of all my networking places. Generally, the way that I network is I find people either off of Twitter or TikTok, and from there, I join a Discord. I think most of the communities I have found off of Twitter, actually. Even though Twitter is kind of a ghost of itself. Blue Sky is probably where you want to more so look, now that Twitter has become what it is. I mean, you can still, a lot of companies are still on Twitter, which is mostly the reason why I remain on Twitter, is because a lot of the companies that I work with do not have Blue Sky accounts and do not care for Blue Sky. So I want to operate within visibility of those companies I work with. But if you want to find like individuals and you want to find creatives, Blue Sky is probably a better place for that. Especially since right now, there's a lot of people on Blue Sky trying to find each other because of the great Twitter to Blue Sky migration. Oh. Stretching out my shoulders. Alright, I'm gonna take a little hydration moment. Oh, goodness. Okay. You know, it's really funny because now that I think about it, I made a ton of connections through Final Fantasy XIV. I don't know if it still is, because I've kind of gone in and out of playing a lot of 14. And by playing, I mean interacting with the community. But 14 used to be a huge place, especially for writers and people who loved RP. I never did RP, but it used to be a huge hub for that. I don't think a ton of people have left 14 either. I think a lot of them have stayed. It's just with the current expansion, it wasn't a lot of people's favorite, so they might have jumped ship a little bit. But we are nearing, in 2026, not Nomura, because I'm looking at these belts. Yoshi P has said that he wants to near entirely revamp the game. So we'll see what that looks like in the new year, and probably into 2017. I've left 14 almost 14 times. Do not trust Yoshi P's lies. I don't know. Every time Yoshi P says there's gonna be big changes, it's always changes that I'm like, huh, I want it back the old way. Put it back. I don't like it. Put it back. Me with Summoner. Okay. This is just how these belts are gonna be. She's gonna have 5 belts on one foot, 4 belts on the other. It's my new design choice for her. Game expansion. Big change. We made Graha sound sick through this patch for no reason. There's a reason. That is not Jonathan Bailey. Nobody can convince me otherwise. I may not be the best trained voice actress out there, but you cannot convince me that that is Jonathan Bailey. It is not Jonathan Bailey. Who is that man playing Graha Tia? I do not know him. Why is there Yoshi P game expansion? Well, Yoshi P, he said this whole thing about, like, he is going to change the game from the ground up, and that he agrees with players that Wuklamot didn't quite have the impact that they were looking for. I don't remember his exact wording, but he said a bunch of stuff, and I don't know. I would be surprised if Yoshi P does anything for 14 that makes me love 14 the same way that I did back in Endwalker and Shadowbringers. I think a lot of it too has to do with just like my exhaustion from raiding and the fact that I just, as much as I try, I just am not as hardcore of a raider as I used to be. To be honest, knowing he was involved is why I wasn't interested in 16. Oh, really? 16 was great. I loved 16. They're gonna delete the game again. I would be surprised. I don't think they'd go that far. But, you know. If you know, you know. You know? You know. You know. I know that tomorrow I have to play that game again. And then I have to raid the game. And I'm gonna be raiding. And I'm gonna be playing the game. And I'm gonna be raiding the game. And I'm gonna be playing it. And I'm gonna be raiding it. No! I do not want to do expert roulette. Ask me again tomorrow. The good news is that I should be free tomorrow morning, so we can play Infinity Nikki tomorrow morning. I thought I was going to be free this morning, but I wasn't. Like I said, super inconsistent because obligations. But this week is opposite week, and instead of having to stream in the evening on Tuesday, I have to stream in the evening on Monday, and then tomorrow morning I can be live with Nikki for all of my European viewers who always complain that I stream way too late. By the time I end stream, they're usually waking up and they're like, "Good morning!" And I'm like, "Hello, Europe." It is good to see you, fellow Europeans. This bell looks awkward. Why did I do this? That looks awkward. I don't know if I can draw a buff Feywish, but I hope it goes well while also seeing Fable. Are you drawing a buff Feywish? Oh my god, a buff Feywish. That sounds spooky. That sounds like Long Momo territory. We don't know how that went. Buff Feywish. You know, I started thinking about the Infinity Nikki new 5-star banners again. I'm like, yeah, I guess we are nearing the end of the 2.0 season. I have no idea what to expect from them next. I don't know how they're gonna, because like the story of 2.0 and Nikki, you're done on a cliffhanger. And are we gonna have to wait until 3.0 for them to resolve that cliffhanger? Because I want to know now. It's gonna become one of those things where, much like 1.0, we're not gonna learn any. No. What am I thinking of? That's not what I meant to say. I said something different from what I meant to say. Weird. Anyways, moving on. Oh, yeah, I was thinking about it, and I don't know how New Year's is going to go. I haven't made any New Year's plans, but as some of you know, New Year's is kind of a day of all time in my household, in like the worst way. And I just want to be able to anticipate everything. So when it comes to my New Year's Eve and New Year's Day stream, probably more so my New Year's Eve stream, just kind of anticipate it to be weird or me not to stream on New Year's Eve. I'm kind of leaning towards either doing a morning stream or just not streaming on New Year's Eve, because it's a rough day. It's a rough day for us, and I don't want stream to be uncomfortable for anyone. So when it gets closer, I'll probably have more of a pulse of what's going to go on for that day. But I did extend the donathon. We'll be extending the donathon until January 7th. So that gives us plenty of time, and maybe we'll see some more of the rewards fulfilled. I'm too old for New Year's. Never. You can't be too old for New Year's. New Year's is age. Man, I did hand draw every single one of those links. Imagine. Hand drawing that. I don't anymore. I have like a little brush that I use for stuff like that now. Just looking at them side by side. You hand draw each one? I'm not doing that. You can't make me do that anymore. I will not. I will use my cute little chain brush and call it a day. Oh my goodness, sorry for yawning. It's like getting colder and colder. Today started at 75 degrees and now it is down to 55. The wind came in and blew out all the hot weather. I do think she's looking really nice, though. I am quite proud of the way that she's rendered compared to how I used to draw. I can't. This might be the most unhinged thing I've drawn all year. I can't stop laughing. It sounds hilarious. The buff Feywish sprite. What a funny idea. And let me do her straps. I used to love these off-the-shoulder sweaters. Even in real life, I wore these all the time. I don't wear them as much anymore. Oh, I didn't see my hydrate. Or maybe I did. I don't know. But it seems like a good time to hydrate. I don't really wear these off-the-shoulder sweaters as much anymore. But I used to, like, every design I did, it was an off-the-shoulder sweater. Oh. I've been talking so much this stream. My throat kind of feels like sandpaper. Oh, what did I do? What was that? What did I close? I don't know what I closed. I have no idea what that was. There we go. Yeah, you can tell that this is really when I, like, was more college age. Kind of becoming my own. I remember that, the moons were a big deal and a big part of her character. I used to be so into moon motifs. Not that I'm not anymore, but I think as I have evolved, I have chosen new symbols to kind of symbolize myself. Aw, thanks. I'm glad you like her. Like right now, my big symbol is the butterflies. But back then, I had a lot of moon symbolism that I did. I'm still terrible at circles, so don't ever ask me to draw a circle. I also love butterflies. Feels like I'm close to fairies. Oh, that's a really sweet reason. My fascination with butterflies is a bit of a darker reason. The belief where I'm from is that butterflies are, people who have passed away, who, come back and, like, give you an omen that they're thinking about you. And it's for that reason that I really love butterflies. It really ties into sort of my personal mythos and the role of the psychopomp. As somebody who has had to stand beside a lot of people I love in their final moments, sort of the gentle image of the psychopomp, or the being that leads them into finality, is really important to me. And it's for that reason that butterflies are so important to me. The way that they beautifully tie into death, and they are a symbol of grief as a form of love, is something that really resonates with me. I genuinely believe that in life's journey, love takes on a lot of different forms, and grief is love's final form, in that it is both powerful and foolish. and compels people to do a lot of things that they probably ordinarily would not do. Oh, but it is the time of year where I ruminate about that subject quite a bit. Thank you. Yeah, when I was playing Petite Planet actually had, like, my favorite personal butterfly as one of the main butterflies in the game, which is the 5-bar swordtail. So it's really nice seeing that image kind of come back and revisit me personally when playing that. I'm sorry for yawning. Alright, I am going to duplicate this body and then start shaping it for the overlay. Okay, let me do this. Let me put it back on this and then make this far easier on myself. I am keeping this body for later use. I'm going to be doing a raffle, a sponsored raffle on my Blue Sky, and I will be using this body for that raffle. I tend to reuse bodies quite a bit, especially if I'm just doing design work. Like, then I'm just gonna not stress myself out and just reuse this body. It's like drawing on top of a mannequin, basically. But the raffle on Blue Sky is going to be like a character design / outfit design raffle. So it depends on which one you're looking for, whether you want a new character design or if you want a new outfit design. And it is a sponsored raffle, so it is paid work. Dun, dun, da, 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 Yep. I don't remember when I cut Charlotte's hair, but at some point along the way, I cut Charlotte's hair and I was like, huh, it looks really good short. And then she just had short hair then after. I think that she had the same thing that Siri has, where like the length and style of her hair didn't matter. The more important part was just that she had this like galaxy tone in there. That should be much cleaner. Clean that up a little bit more. And bring this in. I'm going to combine these. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. There we go. That's kind of the shape that I want. I did get really messy here in the hip area. I just want to tone that a bit. Combine these. Bum, bum. There we go. All right. There we go. Even that alone, I feel like there's a really big difference in the quality. Even though she's not finished. Going from, let me put it so that you guys can see her better. Yeah, I think that was 2018? I don't remember what year this one was. Put the two side by side. Why do all good artists take a long time to draw their art? Is that the secret or something? I guess I'm a little confused on the question. Take a long time as opposed to... I guess it's just like the speed of which... I don't know, I've never been asked this before, like my mind's kind of blown. I'm like, what? Why do we take so long? I guess it's just like the amount of time that it takes to... I've never... I don't know. Maybe. I mean, you can spend a long time on something and it can be terrible. Yeah, I'm like... I'm like, how... if I don't take a long time, I take short time. Night, thank you so much for the raid. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to stream. It's so good to see you. How was your stream, Night? How did it go? Welcome home, everyone. If you don't know me, hi, my name is Fable. I'm a snowy owie VTuber. I am an official Infinity Nikki and Petite Planet content creator. I also stream a lot of romance, art, cozy games, and I am excited to welcome you home. It was good, just relaxing. A relaxing vibe today. That's so good. I'm glad. Yeah, the question was, why do all good artists take a long time to draw their art? Is that our secret? Yeah, it is our secret. You know what? You're onto me. My secret is to take forever to draw. I also am diagnosed to ADHD. I don't like bringing that up often because like I don't like making excuses for myself, but I think if you watch enough of my streams, you're like, this owl may have an ADHD, and it's like, yeah, well, yeah. So I tend to get sidetracked like a lot, especially when I'm streaming, which is why I don't usually stream my commission work, is because in the middle of doing my commission work, I want to talk to you guys, and so I stop working, and then I lose track of what I'm doing, and then it becomes unfocused, and I have no idea what I'm working on. So that's why with my commissions, I generally do those off stream, and then I save stream time for like personal work. ADHD sisters! I draw for like a minute, and then my mind goes away for 3 minutes, drawing again, mind away again. I feel you. I feel you, that's exactly what I do. But Knight, of course, I didn't say it earlier, but if you need to raid and run, please make sure you take care of yourself. If you want to stay, I would love that too, but don't feel pressured to. Please go get something to eat, something to drink, get a rest. You really deserve it. Well, it's not that. It's that, like, when you work in studios do not like it when you take a long time to do something. They really value a high production output. So I don't know, I guess it depends. They spend so much time on drawing their art, looking at the drawing and redrawing the same line over and over. Carefully, I can spend 20 minutes on the pen and then I'm done. Oh, well, shape language is really important in art. And so you really want your lines to speak. Like, every line is important. And that's not just like me waffling. That's in the industry. When you are in a studio, every line is important. It tells them something. So even if you watch like hyper practiced illustrators, they will spend a lot of time on each and every line because it holds a lot of importance. And you know, with studios, because I've worked in studios, if they can't tell what they're looking at, then it's worthless to them. Like, why did they pay you that money to create, you know? Yep, yep, yep. So, you know, you spend a lot of time on each line. It's like, what is the weight of this line? What story is this telling? Does the curve look okay from start to finish? Does it read all right? There's a lot of things to think about. There's a whole, like, subsect and genre of art that is just line work. There's whole museums dedicated to it, which is kind of insane. I, for one, am not extremely fond of line work. That is why I'm a better concept artist than I am a illustrator. Killa Luna, hello my dear. Welcome to stream. Welcome home. It's good to see you. But that's a huge reason why. Also, when you have like sketchier lines instead of pretty straight lines, studios tend to be like, I don't want this. Please refine it. So it's just all part of the process. I feel like the fact that you have ADHD and still manage to have several jobs, I don't know how to explain it, but it gives you hope. I mean, there's a place for it. I have had to have difficult conversations with various studio managers and directors. And, you know, it is kind of like, okay, I am a human, you have to deal with a human. But, you know, there are places for that, and people are understanding. But, yeah. Of course, as I've stated before, my work in concept artist, like, concept art in general it's becoming harder and harder to find work in concept art because a lot of people, like, concept artists were the first to go with generative AI. Every artist does things differently, but it all works for them in their own way. All good artists that do beautiful pieces are always unsatisfied with their art. Sort of. Sometimes they love it. Sometimes you have to learn when to let go. You have to learn when you have exercised a piece to its fruition and it's no longer productive to work on it. It just depends on the situation and the person. It's highly situational, and working, like making a personal piece is very, very different than making a piece for work. If you're making a personal piece, it's up to your standards. If you're making a piece for work, rather it's a commissioner or for a studio, you're making it for the client. It's only good if the client thinks it's good. So it's not really up to you. It's absolutely evil for no reason. Yeah. I don't want to super get into it, but it is like, I've lost my job to it. And I know people, not just in art, but I know people in science, in healthcare, in technology who have lost their jobs to the mismanagement of resources. And choosing budget-friendly options over valuable people's lives. It is an unfortunate thing, and it means that we as a society have to start making ourselves useful in ways that are profitable to companies, and we have to be more creative with the way that we present ourselves within the industries. That's kind of where we are right now, unfortunately. It's going to be a big old change, and you know, you love to fight the system until the system rejects you. And it's like, oh, well, I need a job. I gotta get paid. Like, I have a family that I have to take care of. Yeah. I'm not going to go any further into the topic, but it is a big topic indeed, and I encourage everyone to be responsible with it. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit more. I did kind of, this was like I woke up, and this was one of the first things that I drew this morning, so you can kind of see how I was a little careless with the way I sketched this. I just want to clean it up a little bit. Then start laying some color on it. Just some quick color. Nothing big. Nothing big. Being an artist has always been super risky, which is why I appreciate all artists. That's a good perspective. I mean, there's a lot of components to being an artist. Risks that both we can and can't see. But being generally respectful is always a great personality trait. Yeah, it's changing things. Even I'm learning how to use it in college for my field, but I don't use it much since I want to create and do what makes me happy. I don't think it's going to be up to our generation. And that's kind of my perspective right now. It's just, you know. I don't want to present too much information on it because I am not, like, I do feel a responsibility as a content creator to have like a valid platform on it, and I don't, which is why I just don't want to go too much into it. I'm kind of in the realm of it is what it is at this current point. But I have the things that I love. And I am an adaptable, resourceful individual who loves problem solving. And I love working in communities. I love working in groups. I love working with creative individuals. I love working with clients, developing their ideas. I am a highly empathetic individual. I'm a highly emotionally intelligent individual, and I love working with like-minded peers. I love genuine conversations about the human spirit. I love talking about harder topics and issues, and I love reformatting them into design elements to present topics that are important to people in ways that they had never thought of before. I also enjoy inspiring joy. I love inspiring joy and inspiring inspiration and inspiring wonder. And I also love working alongside grief and sorrow. Those are also things that I enjoy. So, those are the things that I wish to bring to the world, regardless of how technology develops. And so long as I stay close to the things that I love and the things that make me me, I'm happy. I'm sure it'll be a beautiful next year for all of us. Yeah, well, I think that that is a great perspective. I think that we should all strive to be the best versions of ourselves, given whatever it is we might find ourselves up against. Let's see, we could also do the skirt with this. I had an idea for her outfit that I was like, oh, I should change it and it should be like this, but I'm trying to stay true to her design from 5 years ago. So I wonder if I'm gonna get to the point in my life where certain OCs are gonna go out of fashion and then come back and my OCs will be vintage. Wouldn't that be funny? I think that'd be really funny. If I have like vintage OCs. It looks the same. Well, yeah, it's the same outfit. It's just I drew this 6 years ago. 5 years ago. 6 years ago. And I drew this, well, today. He watched me do it. What was harder, learning to draw or learning to color? I think because I came from a family with a lot of emphasis on science and medicine, it was harder for me to learn how to color. I grew up around a lot of anatomical diagrams, and sketching and observing the world was something that always came more naturally to me. So, I also had more access to graphite than I did to colored pencils. So for me, learning to sketch and draw was a lot easier of an ask than color theory. Color theory, I don't think I really started learning until, like, college. Yeah, color is really hard. My OCs are vintage now, especially with the vocal. Yes! Oh my god, that reminds me, I did. I had Vocaloid OCs. I had Vocaloid Circus OCs. I remember because I had 2 little jester girls. Oh, I miss my Vocaloid OCs. I wonder if I could find them. I probably can. I kept all of my old cringy art. I put it in this really big backpack Just like binders upon binders of old art. And I was like, one day I'm gonna think this is the coolest thing ever that I saved all of this. And digital, you never know what color is the real one. Your tablet, your laptop, your cell phone? Nope. Yeah, that I run into that issue a lot too. Where the color, I have two screens, and so sometimes I will take my CSP and I will switch them in between my screens to see how it looks on the other screen. Just to make sure that I am getting the right color when I export. Like I have a display screen when I draw, and it tends to have higher color contrast. So the colors on my display screen tend to be a lot more nuanced than the average screen. So when I look at my pieces on like my phone screen or my other monitor, they tend to look a little bit more muddy. I, on the other hand, find color easier, probably because my designer background gave me a good affinity. Yeah, I think that's true. When you're an illustrator, you think more about shape and form, and when you're a designer, you think more about color palettes and color theory. But it really takes both. Like learning, doing like one color theory exercise and one form theory exercise a day. That's really the key, is balancing both aspects of drawing. Yeah, she looks really nice with the color. Some of the color on her. I love my lasso tool. One of my favorite tools of all time is this lasso fill tool. Such a good tool. I think you guys all noticed, for those of you who've been around for a long time, the day that I discovered this lasso fill tool is the day that my style changed forever. She became a lasso fill girly. The lasso fill, it changed both the way that I colored and the way that I rendered. Forever. Irrevocably. Color is easy for me since I always experimented with colored pencils, but line art takes a while since I'm so critical about where it's placed. Yeah, I think that's a really good perspective to have on it. Oh, this is underneath. I don't need to worry about it. Okay. I think the lasso tool also helps me with my hand dexterity. Because the lasso tool, you don't really need to think about it. You just kind of like, you get messy. And the messier you allow yourself to be, the better your brush strokes really are. I think if I had to go back and give myself any advice as a beginner artist, my advice would be, don't be afraid to be messy. Get messy before you get precise. I like getting messy. I love messy sketches. I think messy sketches just feel so human. And they honestly relax me, like, a lot. I don't know what it is about messy sketches, but it's just like, ah, yes, this is what it feels like to be inside my mind. Zany, thank you for the resub for 20 years. Let's go, Zany. How does it feel? Happy birthday. Coloring was my favorite part. I also use the lasso tool, even for line art sometimes. Let's go. The line art lasso tool. 20 years, let's go. I feel like I don't have the precision to use the lasso tool, but I think you just inspired. Yeah, listen, it changes your life. Once you use the lasso tool, because I didn't think I was a lasso tool girly either, but then I started using it. It changes you. You become a new person. Yeah, I love messy sketches. One of the things is that when I was in art school, my art professor, I've told this story so many times, but I'm gonna tell it again. My art professor clocked me so hard. He looked at my sketchbook and he was like, "You have ADHD, don't you?" He's like, "You can tell, it's all over your pages, the way that you sketch." My birthday's close. Yeah, your January birthday. I don't know what to say when people sub to me, so I wish them a happy birthday. That's why when people sub to me, I say happy birthday. I'm like, I don't know what to do with this. Happy birthday. The lasso tool is a gift. I agree. It's the gift that keeps giving. And you know what I really want to watch? I always get these weird, like, what are they called? When you just randomly craving. I get this really random craving to watch specific episodes of Black Mirror. I love Black Mirror. It's ironic because I don't really like horror a ton, but I love psychological horror. So there are some episodes of Black Mirror that I just really, really, really enjoy. My toes are cold also. I thought you guys should know that my toes are cold. I thought it was an important piece of information for all of you. Black Mirror is mostly just existential horror, which is way worse. See, but I love existential horror. I think I love existential horror because I'm a deep thinker. My notes and sketches are so chaotic, but no one but my friends realize that I probably have ADHD. There are signs. There is signs. But don't diagnose yourself. That's dangerous. Make sure that if you're going to seek treatment, to get properly diagnosed so you can get proper treatment. I early on in my mental health journey was seen by a psychiatrist who gave me a medication while I worked at Disney that had an incredibly dangerous side effect that it made me lose my vision. And thank goodness that I had a psychiatrist that I could call and I could say, hey, when I take this medication, I am unable to see. And it was the most wild side effect that psychiatrist had never had to deal with ever before. And they had to change my medication. And that is like one of the big dangers. Your psychiatrist doesn't even want to test you for it. Well, the thing that my psychiatrist told me is that, like, there were some things that they didn't necessarily want to treat me for because, in his words, bigger fish to fry, you know? She said, "Oh, you don't have ADHD." Woman, you didn't even check me for it. I got the diagnosis when I was around 23, and it's changed. I think the best way to talk to doctors sometimes is to come with them No, 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 it's okay. I think the best way to talk to doctors sometimes is to come to them with a specific list of concerns. Like every time I see a doctor, I try to write down my concerns and be very specific. And every time it seems like it's easier for them to address my concerns. So, like, instead of saying, I think I have ADHD, I will write down on a piece of paper and I'll be like, hey, I have a concern. I am struggling to get tasks done because I'm unable to focus on them. And it's as if I physically have this weight that presses down on me when I try to accomplish tasks, but other times I feel like I'm hyperactive. And so if you go to them with these specific things that you want treatment for, it's usually easier for them to work with you. When I tried to get diagnosed with ADHD, wise, the first said, your family has no history of it. You don't have ADHD within 5 minutes. Yeah. Listen. Also, I don't cite my ADHD friend says that I probably do. Yeah, I wasn't accusing you of self-diagnosis. I was just trying to caution on the, like, the dangers of self-diagnosing. Yeah, no, we weren't accusing you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if it came off that way. I didn't mean to accuse you of anything. I'm just saying that I've run into a lot of people who are like, I think I have this thing, so I've been trying these different solutions that I found online for this thing, and it freaks me out. I'm like, guys, guys, let's be so careful. Me having literally gone blind from a treatment, I'm so cautious. I never said I think I have it, but they also just don't listen. Yeah, maybe that's something that you should be like, if it were me in that situation and my friends like kept telling me over and over, like, you have this, you have this, you have this, I would be like, I need you to stop telling me that I have this, because this is now a thing that I'm dealing with. It's something that I have to deal with privately, and I need us to not make it a part of our conversation anymore. I phrased it as if I was looking for it. Yeah, usually if you come to doctors, and this is both like psychiatrists and internal medicine and like your physician. If you go to your physician and you're like, here are my goals, here are my health goals, and here's what I want to achieve, and you lay out your goals like, I want my back to stop hurting. I want to be stronger in this specific area of my body. I want these things. Usually, your physician can work with that more easily. The diagnosis will come with time, but the symptoms are usually what doctors are like, okay, here's what we can do. Here's like the action plan of how we can make this achievable. The last one you say. Yeah, I went through a journey because I've lived in multiple states, and what I have learned, especially with psychiatry, is that every state practices a variation of psychiatry and therapy. So the treatment that I have received in some states in the US have been wildly different from treatments that I've received in others. And even sometimes when I have moved cross states, I have had counselors and physicians tell me that, like, they can't work with me anymore because as a resident of a different state, there is a different, what is it called? There's like a different certification that they need to work within that state. I always tell doctors, I just want to check to know for sure. I just want to know if there's anything wrong with me and then say my symptoms. Yeah, that's one way to do it. So long as that you come like with specific concerns, I think that is what they're going to focus on. To doctors, the diagnosis is more like to put you in a Venn diagram of treatments that might work. A lot of times mental health professionals won't actually tell you their diagnosis because sometimes there's this mentality with mental health professionals that if they tell you the diagnosis, you'll start acting differently and you'll self-manifest the diagnosis. I always tell doctors, yeah, I'll try. Yeah, I think that there has been a trend in social media of treating psychology as a personality test instead of treating it as a means for actual help. If that makes any sense. I don't think it is. I'm kind of riffing. I don't think you should take me too seriously either. I'm an anime woman on the internet. Don't make your life decisions because an owl woman on the internet told you. Oh my gosh. But owls are known to be wise. Yeah, I wouldn't take that to heart. Owls are also known to have bird brains, and that's what I got. Who? Owl who? Who? I used to have a hoot redeem. I don't remember why I took it away, but you guys used to make me hoot. Yeah, I have my own journey with it that I used to be really open about it on stream, but some people confided in me that when I was too open about my journey with it, it made them uncomfortable. And that is why my history with it, I tend to avoid, because I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable. Just know that if it does get to a point where you need to seek serious help, that there are resources for you to do so. Mm. Yeah, I never want to say something on the internet that somebody's like, well, Snow Fable told me that this is the proper treatment to this condition that I had. Never, never am I intended to be here and give anyone any kind of medical advice. I am not a counselor. I am not a certified anything other than a bird woman. I'm certified in art. I can talk to you about art. You sound too serious and professional too late. I'm taking you seriously. Undo! Undo! I am a non-serious bird woman. All of my shorts have squeaky toys in them. Ugh. I am a dichotomy of both serious and unserious. Yeah, I can talk about art. I can talk about video games. I can talk about cozy gaming. I can talk about Final Fantasy 14. I can give you advice on how to raid in 14. But I doubt anyone wants that. Please don't. Unless you really want to raid in 14, don't go down that hill. It's a dangerous, slippy slope. Oh. Alright, just a couple more colors to lay down here. And then we will be in the business of looking somewhat final. More final than before. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. I appreciate it, guys, taking care of me. Mm. Thank you, Rue. Okay. I remember with this character, it's weird because initially her hair was blue, and then slowly over time her hair turned black. I don't know what happened. Topic change. Good call. You were talking about community managing stuff earlier. What kind of game community would you have the most fun managing? I really enjoy working with Infinity Nikki. I'm an Infinity Nikki official content creator, and although I'm not a community manager, I really do enjoy working within the community. I know that every gaming community, you always have like people canceling each other, people get really passionate about specific topics, especially when they relate to real world events and stuff like that. But my whole realm is kind of fashion, design, romance. I am a hyper feminine personality. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that I'm a hyper feminine personality. But I, for some reason, have a lot of masculine friends. Um, and I think that like my dream game would be managing a community, something along the line, like a cozy title. I think I would be really good at titles along the lines of Animal Crossing. Again, like I said, Infinity Nikki. I think that I could even work really well with something high fantasy based, like maybe Genshin Impact, or even if I put my mind to it, I think being a community manager for something like Baldur's Gate would be a ton of fun because I always blend really well with those communities and I have a really good understanding of those mentalities. And I tend to resonate really well with people who are natural storytellers. People who are naturally creative and natural storytellers, I tend to like be a really good augmentation of those personalities. And I think that I have a lot of skills with enforcing community collaboration and cooperation when it comes to any kind of platform in which people can express their individual creativity. So I think that if I became a uh like hired by a studio to be a community manager or work as a official content creator in a more official aspect. I know that that sounds like a double entendre, but I mean like hired within the realms of that. Being like a social media person is what I mean, instead of a VTuber who does various contracts. Uh then I think that would be the realm in which I thrive. But I'm also open to a lot of possibilities. Like, I also think that I have a lot of good perspective in the horror genre. I think I could work really well with horror. I think I could work really well with any kind of storytelling aspects. If there's anything in which character integrity is a question, I have loads of experience working with Disney and character integrity and representing characters in a way that is both profitable to the company and also makes connections with the people who interact with them. So those are really my strong suits. I know that was a long-winded answer, but I think a lot about it. So that's why my answer was so long-winded. Hi Zany. Yes, we are. We are finally working on Charlotte. My idea with Charlotte is that what we're probably going to do is we're going to redraw her outfits. So as Fox has pointed out, I basically just 100% redrawn her outfit here. And then eventually, probably not today, we will redraw her main outfit, which is the purple flowy outfit. And after we do both of those, we will give her a proper redesign, because she's still kind of part of the Snow Fable meta. She's still part of my story. And I think that it would be a sort of homecoming to bring Charlotte back in a capacity that is the way that I regard characters like Saoirse and Ciri and Sox and all of my other personal mythos. Thank you for listening to my detailed answer. What about you? If you had to work in a dream project, because I know you mentioned working in a dream project before, what would that look like? I know you mentioned like finding like-minded individuals, and finding a creative community. I think part of the thing with me is that I'm just a very sincere personality. And so that's why a lot of my answers, it's like, oh man, I wasn't expecting this huge answer from Miss Snow Fable, but man, do you get one. I have my silly moments too. And I think that when you come to a Snow Fable art stream, you can expect the more sincere side to come out of me. Because art and design is more of a sincere craft. And then when I'm streaming a video game, you're like, ah, it's time for Funny Time Fable. She's being silly, unless it's a serious game. Like, I think Slay the Princess was a really fun playthrough. Because that is a game that you are meant to be more analytical. Or even, I know that I got really kind of dark with my topics, but when we did mouthwashing, for me, it was a game that healed me a little bit, but that wasn't Funny Time Fable. That was like, oh, this is a serious topic and she's being serious Fable. Thinking how to answer? Okay. Take your time. Mouthwashing was a great stream. It was, I think about it sometimes too, in my personal life, like some of the things that we explored in that game and how they relate to my personal life and the things that I have been through. And I'm like, there are some lines from that game that have given me an amount of strength. And I did. Sometimes I want to go back and watch people play through mouthwashing for the first time, because the way that different people perceive it is so fascinating. Yeah, completely different sides. At one point, I thought you were only a gamer. Yeah. Yeah, well, that's part of the reason why my design has the black and the white hair, is because there is a pretty... I remember when I first started VTubing, people called it Gap Moe. They were like, you have like a wildly different personalities. And I'm like, well, yeah, I think I am a multifaceted individual, and that's why. I do have different... I have a wide variety of interests, and that's why at different points in time I will present with a wide variety of like traits. When I'm gaming, I'm more silly and more like memeing, and I'm there to have a fun time. But art is think time. Art is think time. It's discussion time. We're chatting. We're essentially podcasting when I'm doing art, more or less. Sometimes I'm really focused. But that's, like I said earlier, I usually don't stream a lot of paid work when I do stream, because it is like focus time and I'm thinking about things and I'm not really talking out loud a whole bunch unless I'm doing something really difficult like rigging, which I will probably never stream rigging, because that is like think time. She is thinking, she's problem solving. We're gonna do this. We're gonna take... Bro, that is a terrible blue. Alright, me from several years ago. We're gonna do a better blue for this. Inside you there are 2 wolves or owls, I guess. Yeah, that's the right idea. Inside you there are 2 owls. They are competing for superiority. If you could stream your thoughts while rigging, what would that sound like? Every once in a while, I'll join a Discord call while I'm rigging. And reportedly, I say really unhinged, wild things. I'll say things like, I'll say things like, hey, hips, stop doing that. Or I'll say like, feet are not supposed to move like that. Or I'll be like, why are you not doing the dingly dangly? I need you to dingle dangle. You're not dingling or dangling. I'll say things like that. I just, it's silly little owl woman. I get pretty mean. Yeah, I'm gonna be rigging after stream tonight, and I'm preparing myself mentally for the stress that's gonna come with the dingle dingle. Oh my gosh, Love and Deep Space is releasing their pre-download. I got a notification about it and everything. It does indeed. I don't know. I will probably never stream. If it's the project I think it is. Anything you want with the ears. You did that too. I did do that with myself. The ears might not be conventional, is all I'm gonna say. With that specific project, I don't like that people rig the ear wiggle to the blink. Like my ears, well, they're not ears, but my head feathers don't wiggle. My head feathers, I don't know if you've ever noticed how I pilot my head feathers, but it does make my face in real life look really funny when I do this. The way that I'm contorting my face to make it happen. I'm gonna fly away. I'm gonna fly away, guys. I'm going. No, they released a Twitter post, and I got a notification for the Twitter post that there's like a pre-download that's releasing. Wait, come back! Sorry, okay, I'll come back. Okay, I'm back. Man, I flew all the way here, and man, are my eyebrows tired. Give the context of that model and the materials. I think you're fun to do whatever. It'll be a fun surprise. You'll like open your mouth and wild things will happen. It'll be great. You'll raise your eyebrows and you'll fly to the moon. The face workout I get from doing that. I came back. Oh my god, Whisper's talking about me doing the eyebrow wiggle waggle. I'm talking Morse code to Whisper right now, hold on. Did you get all that? Little Steffi's response? Good. Good. That works out. It's a very private conversation. So there's this kind of fake but real term I heard that really resonated with me. It's qualia. Basically, it means emotional things that can't be explained with words alone. Ooh, that's an interesting term. Word of the day, guys. Qualia. I like that. I like it. Picasso. Oh, I need to go back in with the yellow. Yellow. There we go. That looks better. Put the two side by side. Basically, I want to tell stories to explain those feelings and myself to others. Oh, I see. Yeah, that's really good. That reminds me of a lot of the indie games like what is the one I'm thinking of? What is the indie game with the boat? And you play one of the songs in that game is What We Left Behind, and it's the really pretty lullaby. Oh, I can't remember what it's called. But there's like a whole genre of indie games that kind of have the Spiritfarer, that's the one. Yeah. She's remastered. That was kind of the idea, is we were gonna remake her for the current day and age. Essentially. I'm gonna bring her. Yeah, that looks better. Tea. Unrelated, but you wish you had nachos. I wish you had nachos. I have like one of the 6 ingredients needed for nachos. Is it cheese? Do you just have cheese? When you want nachos, but oops, all cheese. It is cheese. How did I know? How did I guess? Oops, all cheese. Oh. I just think about the games that have made that for me. I want to give back. So this is a little bit of a topic that I am cautious talking about on stream. But one of the other things that I would really like to do one day, as somebody who is a violent crime survivor, I think it would be really... I think for me, it's kind of a selfish desire, but I would one day like to be like an advisor or a counselor. Project Russo, hello. Welcome to the stream. How is your stream? Thank you so much for rating. Naturally, if you have to raid and run, feel free to do so. I completely understand, but tell us what you were doing if you have time. And thank you for being here. Also, hi, if you don't know me, my name is Fable. I'm a cozy comfort VTuber. I am a official content creator for both Infinity Nikki and Petite Planet. I play cozy games, I do art, and I do a lot of stuff around fashion, romance, and yeah. I do a new spiel every time, so I never know what's gonna come out my mouth. Hi! How you doing? It's good to see you. How was your stream? Did you have a good time? You're painting your VTuber model with acrylic paint? Did I read that right? Acrylic? Wait, I need more details. Hi, welcome home. It's good to see you. I have this music is like, is this the same? This is not the same music that I had on a moment ago. Hold on. Hold on, I gotta go back. I gotta go back. I gotta go back. What is this playlist that it put me on? This is not what I initially started stream with. Crazy that I put it on loop and it did not loop. Okay. Now it should loop. You're painting your VTuber model for acrylic paint, like digitally or like physically? Sounds so cool though. Today, what we are doing, so this is a OC that I talked about. It's gone through like, she's gone through multiple variations, but she's an OC from 2020 or 2019, and I am redrawing her. Real paint, that's so cool. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry that you got hit by an ad immediately. Man, I feel really bad about that. I'm like cringing. I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do. But that sounds really cool. I'm gonna have to go and check your VOD out after stream today. Project Russo. I like your name. Trying to think of how I want to continue this. I know that I still need to do the moons, and the graphic. But it's been so chill today. Thank you all for being so chill. I've really enjoyed it. I like chilling out with you guys. I've never endeavored to like paint my VTuber with real paint, but I don't think I've touched real paint in more than 10 years. It had to have been like 12 years ago was the last time I worked with real paint. That's really impressive, honestly. I remember once I got a paint palette out and I was like, I'm gonna go paint under the sunshine in the middle of summer. And I took my paint palette outside with my canvas and I sat down and I started painting and it was so hot it burnt my paint to my palette. I couldn't even dip my paintbrush in it because it was just like crusted to my palette within seconds. It burnt. Oh. Well, I hope you're okay, Rue. I hope that it was nothing, alarming. Okay, let me do the gold, because these clasps down here are actually golden. I've been painting other people's VTubers models, and I just recently debuted, so I'm painting- Oh, I see! That's really cool. How long have you been painting? That's the eraser, that's why I didn't fill. There we go. I don't know why I studied these. In retrospect, I wish I'd never done that. About 2 years? Ooh. Okay, so you've been doing it for a minute. That's really impressive. How many VTubers have you painted? I also... I know that this piece is from like many years ago. What is this font? Why did I choose this font? I'm so bad at text design, guys. Why did I do that? Too bad you're not doing a redesign of this character and can't change that detail now. I think we're gonna omit the studs on the boots. You could have picked Comic Sans. No, we're getting rid of the studs. I don't want them. I don't want them. We're not doing that. Executive decision. We're getting rid of the studs. Stop. A long time ago, I worked on a machine that engraved leather. I don't know the right word for it, but it was like it used a laser and it like carved letters into leather. And this woman, she brought me a sweater and she goes, "Can you engrave this sweater?" And I looked at her and I was like, is there leather on the sweater? And she's like, "No, just like the wool on the sweater." And I would like, in my head, I was like visually going through the process of putting the woolen sweater under the laser and lighting the sweater on fire. And I was like, I'm sorry, ma'am, I cannot do that. And she was so mad at me. She's like, "You won't engrave my sweater?" And I'm like, "No." I'm so sorry. I will not light your sweater on fire. Thank you for the posture check and the hydrate, Frosty. Especially the hierarchy. I don't know anything about graphic design. I didn't then, and I don't now, that's for sure. What do your graphic design eyes see? What can you see with your wisdom? I know why you said that. It would have been funny if you said yes and you lit it up. Well, to be fair, that store did catch on fire one day, but not because of somebody trying to engrave a woolen sweater with a laser. The more words you add into that sentence, the more ridiculous it becomes. I'm gonna put this here. How many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go. Alright, and then we have to do the moon phases, which I remember being really intentional about the way that I did these. There was some sort of code that I put into these moon phases that, for the life of me, I cannot remember what the code was supposed to be. I'm sure one of you are going to come up with a code in the comments, and I'm going to be like, yep, that was it. That was the code. You figured it out. It's like old me is in the room, presently. And then this first one is just black. There we go. Perfect. And then we'll do 3 little stars. Yeah, so tomorrow morning I'm going to be live again with Infinity Nikki. We're gonna probably do a combination of some styling things, and do my weeklies and stuff like that. And I will be live tomorrow morning morning for me, at least. I know you all have like your own situations going on. Tomorrow morning at around I usually go live at 10 a.m. EST, but I think expect me to be live more like 11 a.m. EST just because of the situations. I feel like you could have played around with the words. Like, made the words go around the rose in the center is one way. Maybe put the rose at the center and the words at the bottom. Or to make it look like the rose is spreading from the words. There are multiple ways of doing it in my eyes. I see. I can't remember why I did it like that. There was some kind of, like, thing that I must have been inspired by to have done the design that way. I can't, for the life of me, I have no idea what it would have been. I don't know. Do I even put the text on the shirt? We've already established that I have no idea how to do graphic design. I can draw characters, I can do illustration. I cannot typography for the life of me. Let me do these little highlights. Your old design works so well, especially the color. Oh, thank you. I wonder if I could just, like... If I could just, like, sign it, maybe? My civilization's too high. Turn it here. Burn the witch. No, that looks bad. I don't like it. My handwriting doesn't lend to it, I think. I don't know how to do like... Maybe like that. Could do like that, kind of. You can't read what it says anymore, but I don't know. Which one do you like more? You put them side by side. Hold on, you can't see because my big old head is in the way. There you go. Oh, thank you. Yeah, this was my old VTuber design before this current VTuber. You like the cursive? Okay. I made this VTuber in 2022, and I never finished this VTuber model before I rebranded to what I am currently. But it being the end of the year, I wanted to bring her back and draw her again. So that's what we're doing today. Your hand draw is more your current set. Oh no, get a zippy bag for your headphones. That's my advice. Okay. It's so funny because my attempt to do cool cursive, it looks like it says burn the water. Everybody burn the water. Burn in water. You know what? It's edgy. So long as it's edgy, that's all that matters, right? Not even the D. It looks like and burn in water. What does it mean? Future archaeologists will be like, what does she mean? What does it mean? And we could do like a like this situation. Nah, I don't like it. Burn in water and then put like a little heart. Teehee. Burn in water, teehee. Oh, that's what you're going for. It works. What does she mean? Yeah, generally speaking, when I wear clothes, I want people to be like seriously confused by it. That way, every old person who stops me and they're like, what does your shirt say? Which happens to me a lot. I can be like, it says burn in water. They'll be like, what? No, Brett. That's too logical. That's too logical. It can't be boiling. What? Boiling? Nah, man. Nah, burn in water. Oh, God. That's so funny. Burn in water. Guys, I'm hilarious. I think I'm gonna put a little bit of a gradient on the hair as well. Just a little one. Red being logical? It's more, you know, it happens. It can happen. I believe in all of my friends and their capabilities to be logical. You found the case. Let's go, Rue. I'm so glad to hear it. I guess you can call this case closed. I nearly laughed out loud. What do you mean? Someone needs to stop this owl. Amazing. You know, actually, Whisper, I think you're right. And I think I'm gonna take one for the team. And I'm gonna be the one to stop the owl. I know. I know. So I can't let me wake them up. Well, least I give you... Oh, bread? Alright. I have to check my email. Hold on, I can't go anywhere. I have to check my email and then insult bread. Oh, you refunded it? Did you refund it? Tell me the truth. Did you refund it? You know what? Rue, you're so pretty. Okay, we'll do it next time, Fred. We'll do it next time. Anyways, quick. I'm gonna bring up the Donathon menu one more time. Alert. I'm just letting you guys know I'm about to do it so you're not surprised. We're currently still at 450. That means we are $50 away from the next reward, which is I have to play a Souls-like. I currently have the sign up open if you want to submit a Hear Me Out for me to react to on stream. That will be a strictly 18 plus stream when we do it. Not because I'm going to be explicit, but just because I want to be careful. It will still be relatively tame, so keep in mind when you put in your entries for the Hear Me Out stream that I will be keeping it relatively decent. We will be decent. If you want a link to submit a Hear Me Out for me to react to, I'm going to grab that really quick. You don't have to put in your name or any of your, like, information. It's just, it's going to be a stream where I read out your Hear Me Out and I'm going to rate it. And I'm going to be like, wow, this is like I don't know how I'm going to rate it, but I'm going to rate it. And it's going to be really funny. But that was one of the rewards that we unlocked. Pretty soon, I will be doing a sign up for the outfit review that will be for both Infinity Nikki and also for VTubers. So if you have a VTuber design, I will be doing a separate outfit review. And if you play Infinity Nikki, I will be doing a outfit review specifically for Infinity Nikki outfits. That sign up is not open yet, but I will be doing that soon. That is all for the rewards we've already unlocked. So if we get that next goal at any point during the Donathon, which lasts until January 7th, then I will put out a poll for which Souls-like. I will see you all tomorrow morning, my time, at 11-ish a.m. EST, which is early o'clock for PST. And if you are on YouTube, This is where I will bid you adieu. If you are on Twitch, yeah, PST, 11 a.m. EST is 10:09, 8 a.m. PST, so it'll be really early for you. If you are on, sorry, I'm like looking and oh, okay. If you are on Twitch, I'm going to send you over to our friend Snoozy to go hang out with them. They are nice and comfy, so I think they're a good friend to send us off to. And I will see you all next time. Please make sure to go get something to eat, get something to drink, go take care of yourselves. You really, really deserve it. And remember, you always have a home here. Okay, bye-bye.